Attention concerned citizens, we are recording the first ever live episode of We Have Concerns, and we want you to be there. It's happening Friday, February 20th at 7 p.m. as part of The Lab at the Nerd Melt showroom, and tickets are totally free. To find out how to join us, head to live.wehaveconcerns.com.
I'm a little hungover, actually.
Are you really?
Yeah. Could you not tell?
No.
It was fun. Out with a group of friends, and we were all we had reservations at this place. It was packed, and so we just went next door to the Round Table Pizza.
Yeah.
That was completely empty. So we had our run of the place.
Yeah.
And they had awesome old school video games and awful grabber machines and take your money machines.
It's a solid Valentine's Day.
It was great. It was great.
Things are always better when you don't buy into the construct, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Just roll with the punches.
You could have gone to that nice restaurant and waited and had a drink at the bar and it would have been loud and I don't know. It would have been perfectly lovely.
It would have been perfectly lovely. But this was better because it was what we made of it, and we had a great time.
We stayed home and got high and watched Chef and Labyrinth.
Interesting pairing.
Yeah.
Interesting pairing. What did you...
Well, one's kind of an amuse-bouche for the other. I learned that from Chef. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens.
You know what I've always said about you, especially around Valentine's Day, is that, Anthony, I would lasso the moon for you. And
oh, my stars.
Well, I just lasso the moon for you and pull it right down here. That's my...
I would have thought that you would have the best Jimmy Stewart impression.
Was
because
that not
I
good?
see you as sort of a Jimmy Stewart type.
What do you want me to...
But you're kind of doing future Nixon from Futurama.
Am I?
A little bit.
You know what? I'm actually doing, as all my impressions, I'm doing Dana Carvey doing Jimmy Stewart. That's how I do.
Is the story that was submitted today about impressions?
It is. Well, no, not about impressions. It's about the moon. Yeah, the story was submitted by Dragonfire45 on our Reddit, our subreddit, over there at wehaveconcerns.reddit.com. And it's all about the idea of ownership in space. So if I did want to lasso that moon for you, Anthony, as I always do, turns out national government says no. No one can own a celestial body.
Well, if I understand correctly, and I'm not entirely sure that I do, no government can take control of a celestial body.
No individual.
No government or individual?
It is that no entity, no entrepreneur. So let's step back a second.
Yeah.
So there was an outer space treaty in 1967 that said that no nation, as you said, no nation can claim sovereignty over any celestial rock.
Right. That's the one that I'm thinking of.
Yes.
From back when we were all wide-eyed and optimistic. It's look, we better make sure that nobody can take over all of the planets because within the next 5 years, we're visiting all of the planets.
Right, yeah, we'll be there shortly.
By 1976, we'll all be wearing foil jumpsuits and living on Mars.
No problem. We better get on this quick. We got to fast track this treaty.
We got plenty of time. We got 5 years.
Right.
5 years. We'll be in several solar systems by then. God, I miss the optimism of the 60s.
Wasn't that great?
I wasn't in
we were
the
actually
60s.
doing something.
But I wish I had been just for that optimism.
Well, funnily enough, after 1976, after we didn't do that, in 1979 there was a follow-up international agreement called the Moon Treaty.
Yeah.
It said that owning any part of the moon was not possible. You can't own the moon or any celestial body, and declaring the moon's riches had to be shared among nations. Only problem with that treaty in 79, some people did not sign it. You want to guess who didn't sign it?
Oh, probably some small, insignificant nations that wouldn't be on the moon anyway. I mean, it's probably not any major world players.
First of all, us.
Great.
We didn't sign it, the United States. Russia.
Cool.
So basically the only two people going to the moon.
Yeah, at that time. Yeah.
And China did not sign it.
Great, there it is.
So... Who knows?
I mean, that's basically emblematic of what's going on, right? Where it's we draw up this treaty. It's hey, listen, we should all really share the moon. Let's share the moon. And everybody's oh, yeah, totally. We'll totally share the moon. Great. So we'll all just sign this treaty. Yeah, we'll sign. I'll be over later to sign. Meanwhile, they turn around. They're we got to be the first to the moon before this treaty.
And then
if they get there first, we better cry like babies about signing this treaty.
Isn't that totally us?
That's
to
totally
do that,
human
to
nature.
be like, I mean, specifically the United States, to be like, guys,
Oh,
everybody's
Russia and China are doing it too.
That's
They're
true.
doing it too.
But it's so like,
It's human
everybody
nature.
should sign this so that you can't own the moon. Meanwhile, we're going to go to the moon. We're not going to sign it. 'Cause
It's
I think we
basically-
can probably get it.
It's basically the space resource equivalent of splitting a check.
Yeah,
Where
I mean,
everybody's like, well, listen, I think we should just split it equally.
Me
and
too,
that
wait.
guy ordered like 18 appetizers, quote unquote, for the table. For the table.
Right.
Oh, well, we should probably have these jalapeno poppers
Well,
too,
I was just
right?
drinking water. I was just drinking water the whole time.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
but
had
like
3
But like we
glasses
ordered
of
these,
wine.
those are for the table.
Yeah.
We got a bottle of wine for the table, right? Like
did
we all
United
agreed
States
on that.
go to the bathroom? What did United States? Right when we started talking about this,
Listen,
United States went to the
Russia,
bathroom.
don't worry about it. We're just splitting this up. We should just split it equally. Don't you think that's fair?
Well, you did eat all of the appetizers as your main meal.
Well, I mean, but that was for the table, and like I was kind of feeling out whether everybody was done or not, and it kind of looked like you weren't reaching for anything anymore.
Well, I got one wing. I got one measly wing, and it wasn't even a drumette. It was like
hold on one second. Could we get like another chocolate lava cake over here? I know
we
you
already
already.
were closing
I
this
know you
out.
already like wrote this up. Could you just add it and bring it over? Well, because we're gonna be talking about this for a couple of minutes, so I figured I'd order a chocolate lava cake for the table. You can bring that directly to my seat.
Oh, man, this is classic. This happens every time we go out to dinner at the United Nations.
Yeah, but that's what it is. It's everybody going like, well, we should split this equally. Yeah, but I think you're saying that because you're not gonna get there.
So it gets even more complicated
Mm-hmm.
because back in 79 and in the 60s when these were all being hammered out, only giant nations with huge government budgets could lay claim to the stars because they're the only people that could get there. Now
Any schmo can build a rocket in
Any
his backyard.
Tom, Dick, or Harry with $1 billion. Who
Who hasn't gone to the moon, I ask you?
Exactly. So we have this situation now where these private companies
Mm-hmm.
are figuring out ways to get into space. And there's actually one company in particular, this company called Bigelow Aerospace. They're based in Vegas, of all
Yeah,
places.
I'm familiar. Yeah.
They are working on plans to create inflatable housing on
Yeah.
the moon.
Oh, they're big into it, dude.
It's crazy.
They're big into
So
it.
they're like, hey, can we own some land on the moon for when we want to sell this housing plot on the moon? And they're petitioning the FAA to actually be able to have some rights, like figure it out. Like we got to figure this out because we want to sell
Here's why we
housing.
don't have to figure it out, and here's why we should never figure it out. Right now,
Mhm.
space law is built for me to live my dream of becoming a space pirate.
Mm.
International law right now is all about space piracy. You can build your ship and your
Anything
colony.
goes.
You can get there and you can start mining for helium on the moon. Go
Knock
ahead.
yourself out.
Start mining for helium on the moon if you want.
Yeah.
Nobody can stop you. But nobody can stop me from bringing the first gun to the moon. The
Yeah.
first fucking gun
And
in
taking
space.
my helium away from me.
Yeah, dude.
Stealing my helium.
That could be my helium, and that's the beauty of space.
Right.
Is it's built for bounty hunters and pirates, and we can't
Possession is-
change that.
Possession is 9/10 of the space law.
Yes, it's basically an unending international waters. Like if you want to be an oil company right now and you want to have an oil derrick out in the middle of nowhere, right? That's on you. You
Right.
can do that. But listen up, man. If I come to that oil derrick and I fucking blow it up hardcore style,
But don't you think
nobody can stop me.
that's even more problematic when you're talking about inflatable housing?
Yeah.
We just pop your house, man. I popped your house. What are
I
you
can
going to
come
do
up,
about it?
I can pop your house, take your stereo. That's
Oh.
space.
That's scary.
Space is the best.
You really want to live in space where anything goes? You want,
I'm not
you
going to
wanna-
go live in space. I'm just going to pirate out there. Then I'm going to come home to where everything's nice
You're going
and
to be
legal.
a commuter? You're going to commute to
I'm
space?
a commuter space pirate.
I don't think that that's going to...
I am
you're
a
gonna be so
commuter space-
frustrated. You're going to be in space traffic, and you're going to be so frustrated.
Listen,
you're going to be
man.
like, you know what, honey? We should relocate closer to where I work.
I think of it more, once again, to use the international water analogy. You think about these guys who work on the oil derricks or who work on cruise ships, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Kiss your wife and kid goodbye.
You're out for like 3
You're
months?
out for like 3 months.
Uh-huh.
Living the life, doing your thing, you
Pirating.
come back, pirating. This is the dream. This is the best of all worlds. Number one, I get 3 months of me time, which
That's
I
true.
need.
That's
For every
true.
2 weeks of human interaction.
That's your
I need
ratio?
a good 3 months of me time.
Uh-huh.
Number 2, I like part-time work. I like freelance.
That's true.
I don't like being tied down. I don't
Right.
like being in an office.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3,
Piracy.
I don't care about human life.
Right. We've established that.
Number 4, I can pop a house. That's real easy.
He's really easy to pop a space house.
This is easier than flipping houses on Earth is popping houses in space. This is the new get rich quick.
Just pop houses.
Pop houses.
You know what? I feel like popping houses is a bubble that's going to pop itself.
You son of a bitch
That's not
bastard.
even a, come on.
Oh, it is.
That was just a sort of
Popping
rhetorical-
houses is a bubble? Listen to yourself. That's your dad joke.
Oh, that was too early for that.
Too early. It's been 11 minutes. I actually have to commend you for not wasting it right up front.
Well, I wanted to.
I know you did. There were many, many times when I saw it coming. But no, I feel like this is kind of what's cool about space. It's also kind of what's going to keep us from expanding into space the way we need to. Because here are 2 things that are happening. Number 1, if the governments won't sign this list, that means governments don't need to work together to properly mine space and distribute the things that we find. Number 2, if they don't sign the treaty plus the FAA doesn't start giving away, like rescind that old treaty
Right.
and say, look, anybody can own anything in space. You just got to get there first. Businesses won't want to go.
Well, that's the problem. They're in this catch-22 of it takes a lot of money to start mining space or populating space or selling stuff in space. But if we can't actually legally own anything that we get up there, why do we want to expend the money to get the stuff if
Yeah.
we can't own it? So there's something's going to have to change. Your vision of space piracy is an untenable.
Well, it's contingent on one of these 2 things happening. It's contingent on utopian Federation Star Trek thing happening with this treaty, or human greed, as always, showing us the way and being the light.
So you're saying there's 2 visions of the future. There's either a federation of planets or there's some sort of war in the stars.
I don't think it's a war in the stars. I think it's giant corporations own everything dystopian future. Those are the 2 things that we're heading towards.
I'm just thinking that you're setting up a Star Trek future or a Star Wars future. That's really the 2 options that we have, right? A giant federation where everybody kind of works together, or some sort of unlawful war situation where there's rebels attacking the Empire.
I mean, but without the pacing problems of a Star Wars is how I'd like the future to be.
Right.
I'd like all
and the sort of every other movie problem of Star Trek.
Yeah. I want even-numbered Star Trek
Mm-hmm.
or The Next Generation.
There you go.
I want that to be our future.
Okay.
Or I want like the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars cartoon version of the future. Like I just want like the most don't rope me into this. You know what I want? I want either a Star Trek version of the future or I want a Cowboy Bebop version of the future.
All right.
That's what it is.
You're not going to go Robotech? There's space pirates in Robotech.
That's Federation. That's also a little, well, the great thing about Robotech is I do get to live my dream of watching the Earth get destroyed around me.
True.
Which is one, I've always wanted to see how it ends, but also survive past the ending. And Robotech does really help with that.
Do you think that there's a reason that we should start selling off the space to private corporations? Do you think that could be a good thing?
I think there's every reason not to. I think the good reason to do it is it will jumpstart space exploration and space travel in a way that probably nothing else can do as quickly.
It's like a gold rush. It's like a space gold rush.
Exactly. And we sort of need that. We sort of forget that all of the best infrastructural things that we have right now, a lot of the places we live, a lot of the things that we do are based on human greed.
There's money in them there stars. I'm going out into the skies and I'm gonna find me some money in them there
Ephraim,
stars.
you're crazy. There ain't no money up in them stars.
No, I'm telling you, I build me a spaceship and I find it. I'm gonna go into the stars. I'm gonna get me some helium up in them there stars.
You're crazy as the day you were born, Ephraim.
You told me I'm a coot, but I believe it. I believe I'm gonna be a millionaire.
Fine. Go into the stars then, you idiot.
13 months later. Look what you told me. You told me, Byron. You told me I wouldn't be rich, but look at all the helium I done mined. Oh, I didn't know. Byron,
Give me all the helium.
I didn't know you was a space pirate all this time.
Space pirate? You landed, Ephraim.
Oh, well, you're just a regular old Earth pirate.
I mean, like, we're on land. It's more of a bandit, like, robber thing.
But I know so much money. They're stars. I don't want to give it to you. I work my fingers to the bone mining that space helium.
Well, it all belongs to me now. Oh, I'm sorry. Stepping in. Hi, U.S. government.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. Listen, we don't really know what's going on up there in the stars, but we're pretty sure it's government property.
But
and now all this helium is going to the people.
Oh.
Don't worry, it'll run our MRIs and it'll fill up birthday balloons and we'll have everything, all our medical equipment for years to come. We commend you, sir. Here's a $50 bond. Yeah, that'll be worth $50 in about 50 years. But don't worry, we use helium now to fuel our cryogenic sleep chambers. So you can actually go to sleep until that's worth the full $50.
I'd like to take a little nap. I've been working so hard.
It'll be $50 to use the chamber.
But you just took all my... Well, I see there's
U.S. government. But that's how it works, right? Like, we need to get behind the building of the railroads. Why do we need to get behind the building of the railroads? Well, because rich people say we need railroads.
Right. Yeah.
And crazy people want to go find gold, so we better build a town there. Like, that's the way it works.
Yeah.
So you need a certain amount of individualism to push this sort of, for lack of a better term or a less problematic term. No, I want it to be as problematic as it sounds. Manifest destiny. That's literally the best way to get it happen is like a large group of humanity has to lose for a small group of humanity to push forward quickly. Now, there's another way this could happen, which is the way that I would love for it to happen, which is everybody signs the treaty and all the governments start working together to responsibly mine these resources, right? Because what happens if some private company gets to the moon first? Well, the tides get fucked up real fast.
Yeah. But I don't think we're not in the position where government is going to be doing that. Unfortunately, we're not even going into space. Private companies are filling that gap.
So I think there's a middle ground though, right? The responsible middle ground is this. It's kind of what the FAA and NASA have going with Boeing and SpaceX and this stuff right now, which is like, look, clearly we're not the innovators anymore as much as we used to be. We don't have the money. There are other problems that the Earth has to solve first. But what we can do is we can be facilitators without being kind of too overbearing. We're going to take all your helium. But it could be like, listen, we'll allow this many space flights. We'll allow the mining of these celestial bodies.
Right.
If you can catch and slow an asteroid and mine it, you can mine that. You owe X% of taxes to the government for letting you mine that stuff.
But which government? I mean, all the governments?
Yeah, all of the governments. I don't know. Like,
that's the kind of crazy thing. It's like, well, we are one small segment of this planet, and we're laying claim to the taxation of something that is not in our jurisdiction whatsoever. It's kind of...
Well, because space mining could change the entire balance of the world economy very quickly. Because the first country that's successfully starts mining these asteroids is going to find a whole bunch of materials wholesale that are in very short supply here on Earth right now. You know, you think about rare earth minerals, right? It's right in the fucking name. The first country to find one of these asteroids and go, oh man, that's got a lot of neodymium magnets. That's got a lot of tungsten. That's got a lot of like whatever it is we need.
Yeah.
That's got tons of helium. If they find it and claim it and a private company in that country claims it, that could really fuck with the world economy.
Right.
So it becomes something where expanding into space with human society being as kind of precariously interconnected as it is right now can be very, very scary.
Well, what really is going to happen is it's going to be the road to corporatocracy of these crazy monolithic corporate nation states that have more power than any terrestrial government would anyway.
That is the spooky, most likely future. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Cool. Glad we're heading towards that, which is why that future needs a hero. And not just a hero, Jeff, an anti-hero.
What?
Maybe somebody with a robot arm or somebody who smokes a lot of cool cigarettes.
Cybernetic pirate?
Yeah. Maybe a cape. Nobody can tell you that capes are stupid in space because there aren't enough people there.
Exactly. And they don't flutter weirdly because there's no gravity.
Space pirate Captain Carboni.
I like it. I'm going to have to gouge out your eye to make the patch not seem like an affectation.
Cybernetic eye! I'm totally fine with it.
Let's do it.
What do you guys think about space mining? What do you think is the best solution? Should we even go into space? Should we even fuck with space?
We need to fuck with space.
We gotta fuck with space.
It's just there waiting for us to fuck with it.
How do you guys feel about all
It's
this?
asking for it.
Space is kind of like winking at us right
Yeah.
now. Space is putting out a vibe, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not to get too creepy.
I want to swipe left on the Tinder of space.
Swipe right.
I don't even know how to use Tinder. I'm married.
You can let us know on Twitter how you feel. I'm at A Carboni.
And I'm at Jeff Canada.
And if you've seen a story like this you want us to cover, you can send it to us either at wehaveconcernshow@gmail.com or leave it on the subreddit, which is wehaveconcerns.reddit.com.